Another free workout. You're going to warm up with some hamstring and dorsiflexion, a little bit of coiling core stuff, working the pigeon, and then working our way up to our feet, getting some rapid plyometrics, and then hitting some sprints. I got a nice little hill in my yard. If you don't have a hill, you can use a sled, push or drag a sandbag behind you, something like that. And then a nice little kilogram. Make a little form adjustments there. First block, speed potentiation stuff. Sprinter band drive-throughs. Sprinter band hip thrust, whatever you want to call them. Just working some single leg hip extension. And going a little heavier, doing some hex bar jumps. Working that potentiation. Goal today was go with some heavy sets of 6 on the trap bar, hex bar. And then again, name of the game is contrasting. So taking this heavy-ish 70 to 80% load and then going ahead and trying to flip the script and do some broad jumps to box jumps after that. I got a nice bench porch. I don't even have to set up a box jump, so that was sweet. Could just walk right into it. And same thing, having a little target, as you can tell, on each subsequent rep. Trying to back up a little bit, getting farther and farther away from the box. After we hit that lower body for our first training strength block, we're going to do some overhead press. Pretty straightforward. Get strong at that. And then, again, contrasting. There's not a lot of shoulder plyos you can do. I figured you could do a bear crawl or a handstand walk like I do here. I've even seen gymnastics athletes do a double arm, basically equivalent of a pogo hop on their shoulders. Usually someone holds their feet for that. For most of us, I would say probably doing it from a downward dog position. But this one was fun. I've been working a lot of handstand stuff, so I figured I'd get some handstand walking as my shoulder plyos. Moving on to the next block, doing some rear foot elevated split squat, the GOAT of athletic exercises. Very easy to overdo these on reps and weight, focusing on form and position, and then again pairing it with a contrast exercise, going for range of motion on these and load and tempo. And with the contrast exercise, we're going to work on ground contact time and basically keeping the stiffness involved and keeping the range of motion relatively short to mimic sprinting and jumping. So you'll see something 90 degrees on the weighted or deeper versus on the jumps. That first one's maybe a little deeper, but then the goal is to work on rapid ground contact time, keep the reps short, keep the stiffness high. And if you're like me, sometimes you Ricky Bobby your hands. Finishing up with some upper body, doing some deficit push-ups, the feet elevated, a little bit of balance and shoulder stability with the foam rollers. Certainly don't have to do that. Just a little nuanced detail I threw in for myself. Felt good on the shoulders, worked the core a little extra, plus that deficit range of motion. Good for the tissue. And then contrasting that with some ring truss fall reactive rows. One of my favorites. There's not a lot of rowing plyometrics that you can do. This is definitely a good one. Pretty easy on the shoulders too to tolerate that rapid force. So it doesn't look like much, but there's a lot of force going through the shoulder joint. Very good exercise. And then finishing up with a little bit of lateral accessories. Doing some hanging Lou raises, getting that full scapular upward rotation, trying to keep the ball in the socket, and just trying to feel good, right? People go too heavy on shoulder exercises, cracking the neck there, and finishing it off with some single arm plank Copenhagen dips. I thought supersetting these was a good way to fatigue the shoulders and work the core a little bit at the same time, getting the lateral hang on these, and then working our way to the ground for those Copenhagen dips. Geez, I did a lot of reps on these. I think I did 1 by 20. Thanks, Dr. Michael Yesis. There they are. Perfect. I got the groins of a 12-year-old girl. This is definitely something I think everybody should be doing, especially as much as we all sit these days. Try these out, guys.